Hey Camp Bold, I'm Jake.
I'm Dallas.
And I'm Gabe.
And we're here at Fire Station number 1 in Southaven, Mississippi.
And we're going to learn all about being a fireman.
Let's go.
We're here today with Driver Hodges from the Southaven Fire Department.
So, what's your favorite part about being a fireman?
My favorite part of this job is actually fighting fire because it is very rare, but it's the most exciting thing that we do, and we train a lot for it. So when we get to do it, we enjoy it a lot, and that's my favorite part.
So, what's about the fire truck?
This piece of equipment here is our ladder truck, and typically we use this for like coming in as far as like forcible entry. So we have all kind of tools on here. We can come in and break into your door in case something's on fire. We're not able to get in. We have the ladder on top, which extends so we can actually put fire out from a distance. This here is what we call a halogen tool. This is one of the tools we use for multiple things. We, like I said, we use it for forcible entry. You can pry this into the door and lift things up with it. You can do a lot of things with it. You can actually use this here with the X tool, and we call these the irons. And we can go in and do multiple different things with both of these tools.
Here's Firefighter of Griffith, and he's going to tell us about his firefighting gear.
Yeah, this is what we call our turnout gear that we wear into all fires. Keeps us protected from all the heat and all that good stuff. Got my radio. Talk to anybody I need to if I get lost or I find something out different that I need to communicate. Flashlight, because sometimes it's dark or smoke, can't see very well. Pretty bright. Got our special boots. Keep us protected and scooting around. As you can see, they get all tore up and stuff because it gets hot or just too rough in there.
Now we're here with paramedic Hodges, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what it's like being a paramedic.
So on the fire department, the majority of what we do for the public is medical care, just because it's a more common thing for someone to have chest pain, difficulty breathing, an allergic reaction, anything like that, than it is actually having their house catch on fire. So we have an ambulance, we have fire trucks in here, and the ambulance goes on obviously all medical calls, but even as a firefighter, we assist them a large majority of the time. So when the ambulance gets there, we help them get the stretcher out, assess the patient, and as a paramedic, we assess patients, we can start IVs, we use cardiac monitors to look at their heart rhythms. If there's some type of cardiac problem going on, we can try to correct that, and ultimately transport them to the hospital to a doctor, someone of higher care that can take care of them. And that's the majority of what we do on a day-to-day basis, is run medical calls for people.
Wow, that's really cool. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but firefighters are considered first responders. Could you kind of explain to us what that is?
So when there's an emergency, kind of any type, first responders are the people that get there to start mitigating the problems, whether it's police, firefighters, medical personnel. We're typically some of the first people to get there and start triaging, assessing the situation, and getting other resources on the way to help the people that they need.
Wow, that's really cool. So whenever you need something, call a first responder. So after a big fire, everybody's tired, exhausted. What is the first thing you do when you come to the kitchen?
Well, after everything gets done, getting ready for the next fire, which is always the first priority, a lot of times, not only for fires, but any stressful call where we're tired or emotionally drained for whatever reason, this is where we spend a lot of our time unwinding, whether it's just cooking up something because we're hungry and exhausted, but also discussing how things went. Obviously, something like fighting a fire is a very large event for us. It's exhausting, and there's a lot of stuff going on. And like all professions, we have to spend a lot of time kind of dissecting what was done and figure out how to do it better the next time. And this is where a lot of it's done.
Why did you want to become a fireman?
Go ahead, Hunter.
Well, I just was kind of always on my radar growing up, and then as I got older, I kind of realized it was one of those, I guess, honorable professions left in the world, and just people helping people is always a good thing. So I was always geared towards that. Just wanted to help people out.
Want to help it, bud. Well, a lot of us got into it.